We are just 97 days away from the general elections. Coming up in our headlines this very moment. Fire destroyed multiple shops and goods at Zongo Lane near Rollins Park in Accra. Cause of the fire is unknown. Also in this bulletin, police launch investigations into the destruction of a statue mounted in honor of the Big Six at the airport runabout here in Accra.
It's a bad thing to do. I wish I know the reason why the person did that. This serves as a monumental thing for all of us Ghanaians.
Just a month after President Akufo-Addo stirred controversy when he rejected the notion that the country was founded by just one member of the Big Six. Plus, young people scrutinized manifesto of NPP and NDC on unemployment and job creation.
The ideas are amazing, They are great, but the problems lies in its implementation.
Both parties are suffering from, if you like, credibility issues because of the past.
But then the question is, are they capable?
We are independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Please to stay. Thanks so much for your time. I am Pius Kojo Baka. In our very first story, after 7 hours of persistent effort, the Ghana National Fire Service is still battling to extinguish a devastating fire that has destroyed several shops and goods at the busy Zongo Lane shopping area near Rollins Park in Accra. While the cause of the blaze remains unknown, firefighters are facing significant challenges due to the poor accessibility, which has allowed the fire to spread rapidly to adjoining shops. I was at the Zongo Lane earlier, and this is what I captured. As you can see in your shots, this is the exact spot where the fire started, I'm told, here at the Zongo Lane, closer to Rollins Park here in the central business district of Accra. Now, the cause of the fire is not yet known, and as you can see, the shop just caved in as a result of the intents of the fire that has ravaged parts of the shops here at the central business district of Accra, specifically around the Zongo Lane. And we've been speaking to the Public Relations Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service to bring us up to speed on what is happening and what may have caused the fire.
We got wind of a fire outbreak around 10:06 a.m. So quickly we dispatched our station from ministries to proceed to the scene. They did well to get here in good time. Within 10 minutes they arrived and they realized that the fire involved a warehouse containing different assorted items, including also the equipment, the electrical appliances and gadgets. So it was fast spreading, and the fact that accessibility was curtailed was a challenge. So they had to call for reinforcements. So as I speak to you right now, we have about 10 fire tenders at the scene trying to contain the fire from spreading.
We have one of the shop attendants whose shop has been affected as a result of the inferno. Where is your shop?
Your warehouse nini. Na sena adensu ko see and say e dan ba ku your shop n'echi e ho na ejani start here. And I China Fonsuna, a Sifiano. Ain't in Meno, Yenya Sembia, Yaman Nash. Almost 20 containers, a shegu. And the China one Maquine earlier on, one my fire service and Bedujan, Ama, Asha Manfonia Mana condemn. Mpesa, Mpenifon sorry Maye, and Penny for Motigana, my mom sorry Maye, because Yaboka. Ya you one box and po, what Michel Nash. And you bring a wahano.
And like what sort of things do you sell in your shop?
I am Pabua. I have boxes. I am Pabua. Last week near ye to say 8 containers. Yantia numpo ye am Pabon Kwanegu warehouse. And say Empire a bancho. Sir bring my because as someone we are ding. Yeah, says here boss cana. I say me trantro. Sky Dawson. If you grab say auto 10 bucks in power and same way warehouse 10 bucks almost to say oh 50,000.
the bit about compensation, the mayor of Accra, Elizabeth Saki, promised that they will initiate steps to ensure that the affected shop owners are well catered for.
Now, yes, goods has been destroyed seriously. We have that PC here, and I've even told him already that he just have to get the names and number of people who have been affected. Then we, in our own corner, will know what to do. And even if we have to solicit for help from governments, we are ready to do it for them. But this time around, we want to assess the whole issue to the very end of it.
Also on site was NADMO, and the Greater Accra Directorate Coordinator of NADMO, Samuel Okai, observed developments and promised that they will ensure that the necessary relief items are given to affected shop owners as well.
We are here to monitor the situation until the fire totally quenched. That is what will happen. And after, we'll come and do our assessments. Whatever we see, we submit our report to the assembly. And we follow up with whatever comes up from the assembly.
The challenge, however, is that the fire service does not know when the fire will be completely extinguished. For Joy News, Pius Kojo Baka. Well, the police in Accra are investigating the destruction of a statue mounted in honor of the Big Six at the airport runabout. Significant damage has been done to the effigies of the 6 men who led Ghana's fight for independence from British colonial rule in the late 1940s. The incident comes just a month after President Akufo-Addo stirred controversy when he rejected the notion that the country was founded by just one member of the Big Six. Adobi Asari visited the scene and our reports.
Videos posted on social media by blogger Kobiche at 3:59 a.m. on Saturday show a man actively vandalizing the effigies of the 6 men who were pivotal in Ghana's struggle for independence from British colonial rule. The statue, mounted at the Kotoka International Airport runabout in Accra, features the faces of Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the father of the current president, Edward Akufo-Addo, William Ofori-Atta, Emmanuel Obechi-Bilamte, J.B. Dankwa and Akwaje. A man identified by police as Newell Gavu has been arrested in connection with the incident and is currently being questioned by the police investigators. The act has left residents in a state of confusion.
Well, I think it's a bad thing to do. I wish I know the reason why the person did that, because for me this serves as a monumental thing for all of us Ghanaians here. So I think it's a bad thing to do. Of course, you could read a lot of minutes into this. It could be anger. First, we are in a political season, so people do things for various reasons. But if you should ask me, I think it's mere. I can say no one in his right senses should do such a thing or would do such a thing. So it's two things: either the person is out of his mind, or it could be out of mere jealousy or anger.
One resident told Joy News one of the damaged effigies was removed by some men dressed in police uniforms just hours after the incident.
That was in the afternoon. I was here, I was looking at them. So they carried the portrait inside the car. They carried the sculpture inside the car. So they were like 5 people carried it inside a black van. I saw them with something like yellow, the right police at the back. They were standing there where they were carrying it inside.
Last month, the country was embroiled in controversy for weeks after President Akufo-Addo, in his Founders' Day message, expressed displeasure at the notion that Ghana was solely founded by Kwame Nkrumah.
I speak to you this evening, rejecting completely the notion that Ghana was founded by one man. Whilst Kwame Nkrumah's contributions to our independence are undeniable and unassailable, it is important to acknowledge for our self-respect that the struggle for our nation's freedom was a collective effort
The debate over the Big Six and the founding of Ghana has long been a contentious issue in the country. However, these figures remain an integral part of Ghana's history, featuring on various currency notes and in school curricula, among other significant places. Adobia Asaris report for Joy News.
Hypertension and diabetes are among the leading non-communicable diseases affecting Ghanaians, and of course the situation in the LA community is no exception. A report from the Greater Accra Division of the Ghana Medical Association reveals that 40% of individuals screened in the LA were found to have hypertension, while 8% were diagnosed with diabetes. This data was collected during a screening exercise in LA as part of the association's corporate social responsibility initiative. There is more in the following report.
As of 2022, more than 600 cases of hypertension had been recorded. In that same year, nearly 200,000 individuals were diagnosed with diabetes. To educate and curb these alarming numbers, the Ghana Medical Association has been organizing community health screening exercise. The latest of such exercise was at La, a suburb in the Greater Accra region, by the Greater Accra Regional Chapter. Dr. Andrew Mensah, chairman of the Greater Accra Division of the GMA, says it is important to prioritize regular checkup.
We've been doing this every year since inception. Okay, every year we choose one community in Greater Accra region. As much as possible, it has to be a community which is a bit deprived and at the outskirts. So we bring medical services to their doorsteps. So we mobilize ourselves, doctors, in collaboration with the local health authority and clinic, and also with support from pharmaceutical companies.
He discussed the turnout and the steps taken when cases exceed doctors' capacity on the ground.
You know, sometimes we even refer them to higher authorities. The conditions which are beyond the scope of what we do on site, we refer them further to the nearby hospitals through the ladder up to the tertiary hospital. So sometimes we even continue to see them at higher levels where we work. And the feedback has been very, very, very good.
Some residents also expressed their views on the importance and benefits of the screening.
It has been a lot of benefit to us here because people are having sicknesses, even they don't have money to go to hospital, but through this free screening, they are able to get their medicine. And the doctors also are treating us very good.
Every time when they say there's free screening, you have to buy the medicine. But today, medicine, you don't have to buy. When they refer you to, they will tell you, go there, go here. You get everything. We like and we have done everything.
The Ghana Medical Association is encouraging all Ghanaians to adopt healthier lifestyles to prevent the onset of NCDs.
In more news, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT) has embarked on regional campaigns to create awareness and to enroll self-employed workers in the informal sector of the economy into the trust. The acting corporate affairs manager of SNIT, Victoria Gifty Abedu, stated that it has become necessary following the successful launch of the self-employment enrollment drive that seed last year, aimed at boosting the number of self-employed persons into the trust. She said since the launch of the campaign, over 100,000 workers have joined the scheme. Rafiq Salam reports.
The Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, last year launched a self-employed enrollment drive seed in Kumasi to enroll people in the informal sector of the economy onto the trust. In order to reach out to more people in the informal sector, officials of the trust embark on regional campaigns at the streets, markets, and into communities, urging the people to join the trust to reap the benefit of the newly launched product. The Upper West region is no exception, and the officials spill some principal streets and into the markets to drum home the message of the goodies they have at their disposal. Acting Corporate Affairs Manager of SNIT, Victoria Gifty Abedu, noted that since the launch of the seed product, the number of people enrolled into the scheme rose from about 13,000 to over 100,000, urging the people to join the wagon to better their lives on retirement.
That those who are working for themselves, they may have the SNET is for only informal sector workers, but that is not the case. We care for every worker, which includes the self-employed in this country. So we are here hitting the streets of Wa, introducing ourselves as people who care for them and hoping in for them to have better retirement when they have finished their working life. This is not something that is limited to only Wa. It's a nationwide program, obstacle or operational. We will go out there into the market and then rope in all the people who are working for themselves so that they will also enjoy benefits that we have.
The 2024 election is 97 days away. Perhaps the biggest issues going into the election are unemployment and job creation. The NPP says its manifesto is strong on proposals to fix the unemployment crisis, while the NDC say their ideas are superior. On Ghana Connect, a number of young Ghanaians home and abroad reflected on these proposals and how they will help deal with the unemployment concerns. Experts and analysts have, however, warned the situation is a ticking time bomb.
If, for example, you want to do coding, like the NDC is suggesting, where they plan to train 1 million people in coding, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. For example, who are the target audience? Are they the people in urban areas? They are not really needed. Are you talking about the people in the rural areas? What is their technological know-how? What is the infrastructure there like? Do they have access to internet? In fact, it is an uphill battle. The ideas are amazing, they are great, but the problems lies in its implementation.
I did a latent analysis of the manifestos and realized that the NPP mentioned again the youth or youth-related word 50 times, as compared to the NDC 74 times. Both parties are suffering from, if you like, credibility issues because of the past. But you want to look at the current situation and which party positions itself to say that I will deliver and you'll be able to believe them. Clearly it's the NDC.
You know, but let's not get it twisted. The ideas are there. They put forth, really good policies. But putting something on paper is definitely different from actually doing it, executing whatever you have on paper into reality. So the ideas are there, but then the question is, are they capable to carry on these manifestos? That's where we are right now.
And so when it comes to who you can trust, clearly it is the New Patriotic Party that you can, because when we promise, we deliver. We are not like the NDC that when they promise, they don't deliver. It is not about talks. It is not about who you dislike. It's not about sentiments. It's not about emotions. It's about the facts. And the facts from SNET proves that NPP from 2017 to 2024 has created 2.1 million jobs.
I would disagree with you when you say there is no real blueprint. Now, I mean, what is a manifesto? A manifesto is really a statement of intention. I get that Ghanaians want to know whether it is possible to implement some of these things. But then again, the manifesto is not where you put in an entire policy strategy paper to say that on A, it is going to be done in this way. This is the amount of money that is going to be used for it.
And Ghana Connect is on the JoyNews channel every Saturday at 8 a.m. You're still watching JoyNews Prime. We are back with more. Hello, welcome back to JoyNews Prime, and this is the business segment of the news. Africa Director of the Natural Resource Governance Institute, Nafi Chinri, is calling on the government to conduct thorough due diligence on Ghana's lithium agreements. In an interview with Joy Business, Mr. Chinri emphasized the importance of transparency in addressing governance issues to ensure these agreements contribute positively to the country's sustainable renewable energy development framework.
Because if you look at Ghana's lithium, really, it's not, comparatively, it's not huge, right? It's not huge. The quality is not also top-notch. All right, so we need to be mindful of all of that when we are negotiating with investors, because we need our investors. It has to be a win-win situation for country and investor. How we do that is very important, because Zimbabwe has lithium and larger than Ghana. They can go there, right? And so we need to pay attention to the fiscal regime. Our governance framework, it's very important. We've learned from gold, we've learned from oil, right? We need to make sure that we are complying. We have most of the laws. We need to make sure that we are complying, right? And that the contracting process is open and transparent, and that it is accessible to all. We need to make sure that we are actually consulting with communities where the mining is going to happen, and that they are involved in the discussion and understand, you know, how much is going to come into their community for development, and that we are not just using them to check the box, but that they are participating, are able to access some of the critical legal documents and understand them and input into them. All right, and that's the revenues that are going to come out of the lithium. It's structured in the way that allow for growth, right? That allow us to also to invest into renewable, because the end game is not just to get the money. The end game is to develop our renewable sector that we are respecting, you know, climate. So there has to be that connection with different institutions and different officers on all of this. So it's not a conversation that has to happen within the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources, but it has to be well coordinated among the different institutions that require the revenue that can participate in this process.
And that's all we have for you by way of Joy News Prime. With me, Pius Kojo Baka. We've got more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Always a delight serving you.